It all started with a bark, sharp, urgent, almost human in its panic. No one thought much of it at first. Rex barked all the time. He was a canine dog, after all. But this bark was different. It was the kind of bark that shattered calm like a rock through glass. The kind of bark that would later be remembered as the moment that changed everything. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in the small town of Brooksville, a place where everyone knew your name, your dog, and probably what you had for breakfast. The annual harvest fair was in full swing. Children ran around with painted faces and sticky hands. Vendors lined the park paths with colorful stalls, offering everything from candied apples to hand-knitted scarves. It was the kind of day that wrapped around you like a warm blanket, safe, joyful, predictable. But behind the sweetness of caramel apples and the laughter of children, something sinister was brewing. Officer Elena Carter had brought her partner, Rex, a 6-year-old German Shepherd with a record of service that could rival most officers. He was loyal, highly trained, and had a nose that could sniff out anything from narcotics to explosives. But today, he was off duty, or so Elena thought. She let Rex off his leash to stretch his legs while she grabbed a lemonade. That's when it happened. Rex froze. His ears perked. His body tensed. Then came that bark. Elena spun around just in time to see him sprint toward the snack table where a group of children, including her neighbor's 5-year-old daughter, Lily, were reaching for free samples of cookies. What happened next felt like it played in slow motion. Rex leapt up, knocking the tray of cookies to the ground, growling and placing himself between the children and the treats like a lion guarding its cubs. People gasped. Some yelled. A few scolded him, but Elena's instincts kicked in. She rushed over, ordering everyone to back away. Trusting Rex's training, she scooped up a broken piece of one of the cookies, slipped on a glove, and bagged it. Then she called it in. The test results came back within hours. The cookies were laced with strychnine, a deadly poison. Even a small dose could have been fatal to a child. Shock rippled through the town. What was supposed to be a celebration had nearly become a mass tragedy. News spread quickly. Parents held their children tighter. The fair shut down. But for Elena, it was only the beginning. She couldn't let it go. Neither could Rex. Over the next few days, strange things kept happening. Another local dog, a golden retriever named Buddy, had fallen violently ill after eating a treat found in his yard. A bag of candy at the school's front entrance was found to have been tampered with. It was no longer a one-time incident. Someone was deliberately targeting children, and using sweets as bait. Elena formed a task force, and Rex was right at her side. They worked tirelessly, canvassing neighborhoods, checking security footage, even going door to door. But the hardest part wasn't the investigation, it was the fear. Fear in the eyes of parents who wouldn't let their kids play outside. Fear in Elena's own heart every time she passed a playground that now sat eerily empty. Then, they caught a break. Rex kept circling the home of a man named Martin Graves, a reclusive figure in town who ran a failing candy shop that had recently shut down. Nothing concrete tied him to the poisoning, but Rex wouldn't stop. He barked, pawed, and whimpered at the door. Finally, with a warrant and backup, Elena entered the house. What they found sent shivers down everyone's spine. In the basement was a makeshift lab, vials of chemicals, recipe notes, candy molds, and disturbing journals filled with rants against the town. Martin, it turned out, had been spiraling for years. His shop had closed due to a combination of low business and negative reviews from parents who said his candy tasted off. He blamed the community for ruining his livelihood, and he wanted revenge, by harming their children, their most precious treasures. He had planned to distribute the poisoned sweets more widely at school events and holiday parties. The harvest fair had just been the start. Martin was arrested that night. The town watched in stunned silence as he was taken away in handcuffs, his twisted plan brought to light by the unwavering loyalty of a dog. In the days that followed, something beautiful happened. The town began to heal. Children returned to the parks. Parents found comfort in each other's strength. In Rex became a hero. He was honored in a special ceremony at the town hall. Kids painted pictures of him. A statue was commissioned for the park, capturing the moment he stood between danger and innocence. And Elena never let him off duty again. Not because she didn't trust him, but because she knew he would always be working, always protecting. Years later, when Lily graduated from high school, she gave a speech about bravery. She told the story of the dog who saved her life and how that moment taught her the value of listening to instincts, trusting in loyalty, and never underestimating the quiet heroes among us. The story of Rex reminds us that sometimes, the smallest act, a bark, a pause, a growl, can ripple through the world like thunder. It reminds us that heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes, they wear fur and walk on four legs. And sometimes, they save not just lives, but entire communities. Because of Rex, Brooksville was never the same again, it was stronger. And safer.